Hey people, Intro here, 53, capturing Purification Plant Blue Team. Likebeat, as a Lord General fighting in ranged combat begins with a retinue of Stormtroopers really strong defense and support can also add to the retinue. Alongside Chris Corp as a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero, walking through objects cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption fighting in melee. Rounding off the team here, KGolanski as a Plague Champion starts off with a damage over time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, can debilitate enemies and support allies. For Nurgle, this is the Iron Warriors elite scheme here. What's Chris rocking? It's a custom scheme, I think. On the red team, Venjitron as a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that leaps into combat, some powerful disruption and support. Looks like Exodite's elite scheme that's been recolored. Or has it? Those guys look the same. I don't know, the Warlock looks different though. Alongside them, a couple of Ordo Malleus players trying to get these Chaos fellas out of here, I guess. Waving automatic guns at nuns is a Daemonhunter, a melee spellcaster that has strong support and control. And rounding off the teams, it's Deathstroke as a Brother Captain, a durable support hero fighting in melee, bringing powerful offense. There is We Are the Hammer active. He's on the west side against the Lord General, who promptly runs away. Oh, Derek and Nigel both died already. Come on now. Gotta write some letters home already. Chaos Lord shows up for some violence. Rift Tear gets the Heretics. Did not get a Chaos Lord. Oh, he did get a Chaos Lord, I think. Double strike squad come flying in. One from each of those Ordo Malleus players, but there's double Heretics and a good special from the Chaos Lord. Hasn't needed to use Kill the Weak yet. Could maybe use it to save these Heretics, but I need to run soon. Yeah, there it is. It may have saved those Heretics too. This strat squad running very low. Dropping down to one mod. He just used Energy Burst on the Chaos Lord to drain his energy and slow him down for a few seconds with their Tomes of Titan. That might be why they stuck around for so long. Wasn't worth it, I don't think. Could have saved two models there. They're probably like 75 rec to reinforce, are they? Let's have a look, actually. I'm curious. Sentinel breaking stuff as it stomps around back. Yep, they're 75. Shuriken on the way for Venjitron. Good stomp and a double Stormtroopers there. Can you maybe tickle the power a bit? Might go for the decap instead. Yeah, goes for the decap. Brother Captain also went down. 495 to 500 very early on. Kicking off, is it? On the east side. Plague Champion runs away. Banshees running in. Those CSMs should be in melee with those Banshees here. Look how low they are. Heretics flee. Those CSM needed to get into melee much quicker than that. If you have a melee squad coming in and you have Chaos Space Marines or Tactical Marines who can hold their own in melee, get in there if they're low on health like that. Be guaranteed to get your retreat hits in. And of course, units get reduced range damage coming into them when they're in melee too. Well, most of them do. Like Guardsmen don't get that benefit. It's quite sizable. I think it's like 30 or 40% damage reduction from ranged attacks when they're mixed in melee. But if you get into melee yourself, obviously they don't get that. Sentinel's quite low. Ground Pound has maybe been used already recently because it's just backing off here. Chaos Lord is giving chase. Can he get a model off them for Khorne? Not quite. Lord General again loses Derek and Nigel. What's going on here? Can't reinforce while he's in retreat, but one was on the way back in. Chaos Lord still charging in there. Hasn't left the field yet, I don't think. 2-1 for the blue team. They just take the contested power in the mid thanks to Chris Corp. Those guys have Eternal War on the way. They have the contested power on the eastern edge as well, thanks to Golanski. These guys already have Eternal War. Those fancy Chaos insignias around their bolt guns. 20% more damage to ranged and melee attacks. And Chaos Lord did go down on this side. Got a bit sloppy. And both of those Stormtroopers have their Sergeants now who can chuck a very useful no-fuse impact grenade. Does a bit of damage, but it's mainly for that awesome on-demand disruption you can get. Strat Squad ran right into the stomp and flee. Catachan Devils are up. Improvised explosive already on the field. Warlock gets messed up by those Catachans and their shotgun blast and a bunch of las guns too. Channeling runes are in. Probably don't want to lead the charge with your Warlock when you have channeling runes, because then he's not around to support the Banshees. Sentinel staying very close, waiting for the cooldown on Ground Pound maybe. Needs to be careful though. Howling Banshees would do huge amounts of damage to a Sentinel. There's the ground pound, though. Catachin's got messed up there. Howling Banshees have to flee. Yeah, they would have messed up the Sentinel if the Howling Banshees went after it. Perhaps they were expecting the stomp. Look at that. A sync kill from a Lord General. That's a treat. I think that's down to his overpowered moustache there. Raptors on the way for Golanski. Help shut down the Stormtrooper blobs that are forming. There's 2 from each of those guys. If they all get plasma guns in tier 2, could be quite a nasty little ranged blob. Double Heretics with Aspiring Champion, just casually doom blasting as they run through there. Shuriken getting some good hits in on his Chaos fellas. From pretty close range, you know, need to run. Yeah, Chris Corp got himself in a bad spot. Chaos Lord still having a grand old time though, almost half his bar of XP. Just used Kill the Weak, so needs to be careful. And that was Energy Burst, double Energy Burst actually. Completely drained all energy off. 463 to 437. Sentinel looking for the stomp. Oh, thinks again when all this stuff comes in. Daemonhunter on the prowl as well. Has a bolt pistol, right? There we go. It's got a good old bolt pistol. Not sure what his default damage is actually, the Daemonhunter. Maybe someone can look it up and let me know in the comments, because I'm going to forget to look it up. Or maybe they know offhand. 30 odd melee damage, I would think, DPS. Red team getting their natural VP back. I'm not sure who grabbed it. These guys, probably these heretics here from Golanski. Raptors are in play. Leaping in. With their jump packs, they have a cacophony effect when they land, which suppresses stuff. And going straight after the Daemonhunter, they're doing some good work. 30 DPS melee on these guys, each model. They can pack a punch in tier 1 if they get on your ranged units. There's another jump. Good suppression again. Oh, Energy Burst really messes them up though. They can't jump away. Not that they could anyway, I don't think then. But need to be careful. Yeah, they can't tank everything. CSM. Double CSM with Eternal War for Chris Corp. The Raptors were Golanski's coming over from the east side. Ouch. Impact grenades messing up those heretics. I think that was that double impact grenade there. Shuriken gets faced down by CSM in melee. If those guys were live to it, maybe they could have grenaded them. Speaking of grenades, there is a blight grenade coming in from the Plague Champion. Is it going to kill those Stormtroopers there? It spread to these interceptors. It does kill the Stormtroopers. Those were waving automatic guns Stormtroopers. Who goes tier 2? Speaking of tier 2, they're all going or in tier 2 aside from Deathstroke. There we go, they just started it. Chimera coming in for likebeat. And blue team will retain the west side. How are we doing for levels? Oh, Chaos Lord's given up on being nice. And it's Lightning Claws time. All level 1 on the blue team. And all level 1 on the red team. Daemonhunter's quite close to leveling. I know he gets Force Rod up. Queued up for tier 2, that is. And we have a heavy bolter turret coming in from the Plague Champion. 428 to 414. Stormtrooper fella died, was that? Oh, that was, I think that was Derek, you know. Very upset. Interceptors flee, just got their Justicar as they were fleeing there. Force Rod is in. Big blob of stuff to hit over there. Here it comes, here it comes. There's Retribution. Knockback damage and a silence effect, so those guys can't use their abilities, which is really bad for Catachans. They have a lot of stuff to use. They're getting messed up by that strike squad. They are reinforcing off the Chimera, but that is bleeding likebeat quite a lot there. That was quite nasty for those guys. Might want to get the medical sergeant retinue fella to give them a medical pack. 428 to 385 on the VPs. Level 2 Plague Champion. There we go. There's a level. Chimera doing well. Support the vehicle for the guard. Can reinforce and transport infantry. Can even shoot those little turrets on the top when you're inside of it. Raptors and Heretics looking for a power bash. Meanwhile, though, Warlock has gone through the mid. And some Howling Banshees are on capping duty. Don't have a mark yet, these guys. A mark? An aspect, I should say. Uh-oh. They're just going to die to this firepower here. They are sloppy from Venjitron. Warlock is fully kitted. Witchblade of Kurnus Cloak of Shadows and those channeling runes now has Wraithguard. I think they were trying to deal with this power bash and completely forgot about the Howling Banshees. Meanwhile, Northeastern Power, Chaos Lord is here with Armor of the Inferno and Lightning Claws. There's Retribution again. And we have a Vindicator Assassin in play for waving automatic guns. Long range sniper sub-commander with burst damage. Can hit hard against infantry and vehicles as well. So good help against this Chimera. But at the moment, they are under pressure and getting bashed. Lord General reviving the Daemonhunter, was it? No, it was the... Wait, what? I'm very confused. Reviving the Chaos Lord is what it was. No, I'm wrong again. Reviving the Plague Champion was all the way over here, Golanski. Bloody hell, got there in the end. Interceptors teleporting in. Good disruption. Support arrived. They did get We Are the Hammer. Big old banishment. Went straight for the interceptors with Let the Galaxy Burn. And that was a really bloody good hit too. Wow. Almost wiped with all that firepower coming in from the guard as well. Chaos Lord runs. That's a good combo, eh? Knock everything over with fire and get the dodgy, chaotic Imperial Guard to shoot stuff. Lord General with Sniper Rifle for fire on my target. And that is a Vortimer Razorback for Deathstroke. Did not get any tier 2 units, went straight to tier 3. Daemonhunter with Banishing Cloak on the way. Oh, but the Chimera goes down. Are they going to cancel it now? Banishing Cloak is very good against vehicles with the Rites of Exorcism. But the Chimera just blew up. Looks like they still want it. I guess... I mean, it's Imperial Guard on this side. You're expecting more vehicles and stuff, aren't you? Warlock is over here. Nobody's capping, though. Hello? Daemonhunter's on it. Warlock still level 1. And Vortimer Razorback looking for a power bash. Good against all targets. This Psy Cannon on top. Gets the reinforced armor. Very, very quick as well, this thing. Meanwhile, Chaos Fella's capping up the mid. Is Chris Corp going to go through? Or Golanski? This is Golanski's stuff. Are they coming all the way over to the west side now? Marco Zinch on the way for those CSM. Chaos Lord level 2. No marks for Chris Corp CSM though. Raptors don't have their aspiring champion either. There's double Wraithguard for Venjitron. Maybe get Falchu's wing. Maybe. Daemonhunter levels to 3. Vortimer Razorback having fun messing up some heretics after they got Retribution, I think. There's the Rift Tear. Aimed a little bit off though. It gets the Plague Marines. I think it was more to support the Razorback. Ethereal Slash from the Warlock. Then runs away. Interceptors getting there, trying to tie up the Plague Marines, who are a threat to the Vortimer. Grenade went in there from the Plague Champion. Now has a Plague Fist. A bit indecisive at choosing a target. Now goes for the Wraithguard. Good target for him. Wraithguard are really bad in melee, but their ranged weapons are incredibly powerful and dangerous. There's Rites of Exorcism on the Sentinel. Slowing it down and making it take more damage, and down it goes. 367 to 367 on the VPs. 2-1. Oops, for the red team. Triple Wraithguard for Venjitron. Likebeat just lost most of their army. You have double guardsmen left and that's it. Single guardsman left and that's it, I should say. So red team needs to take advantage of this. Chris Corp with Terminators on the field, busy capping Western VP. 1-1 for now. Deathstroke going double of Vortimer. Likebeat has no units on the field now. And I think that was double Plasma Guardsman, wasn't it? They're in tier 3 and need to majorly rebuild. They call in a Lehman Russ. That's a good way to start. Go straight for Executioner on it. Terminators have a Brother Captain to fight. Does he have any war gear, this fella? No war gear for the Brother Captain. So they mainly just ignore him, it looks like. They're going after the Vortimer Razorback, are they? Interceptors coming in. Mark of Khorne CSM coming in with those power melee chain axes. 357 to 347. Demon Rush showing up. This weapon is kind of short range, but it's devastating to clumps of infantry. Triple Wraith Guard. Nasty volleys. They do friendly fire, don't need to be a little bit careful. And there's a Terminate Librarian. I didn't see the Vindicator Assassin die. Didn't even get to see him take a shot, I think. And the Leman Russ take out the Vortima. It's very, very low. Does go down. I think the Lord General took it down there with his sniper rifle, of all things. Noxious Cloud in amongst a bunch of Eldar. That's quite nasty. Wraith Guard are relatively tanky, though. They were able to survive it. There was a mass retreat, which means blue team retain the Western VP 357 to 315 on the VPs. Venjitron with a Falcon now. Good shout, I think, to support all this ranged firepower with reinforcement. Kassakin on the way for likebeat. Leman Russ is very low. And there's a second Vortima Razorback. Oh, Purgation get a Side Cannon, not a Conversion Beamer, eh? Side Cannon is good versus dual targets, but a Conversion Beamer would have been more specialized against vehicles. Some shrines. Chris Corp getting a Khorne Shrine. Another Khorne Shrine, and there's a Nurgle Shrine back here. The Nurgle Shrine heals allies. And if you worship it like these guys are doing now, you can reinforce off it. Also suppresses enemies that get close. The Khorne Shrine pumps out Bloodletters, and if you worship it, they come a bit faster. I don't know how much faster they get out. Get out into Materium World. Lord General fell over, which means Derek and Nigel have fallen over, which is sad. Leman Russ survives for now. Creeping Barrage to keep them away. Don't think it's going to hit anything, though. Can the red team push against this? Shrines through the mid as well. It's hard for them to push through the mid. Let the Galaxy burn. Chaos Lord in there. Trying to get on the Shuriken, I think, is he? Nope, goes for the Wraith Guard. And Golanski following up with the Plague Champion. Big fight brewing here. Falcon shows up. Now the red team can reinforce off this thing. Is that an orbital? That's an orbital from one of the Ordo Malleus players. Mainly hitting heretics, I think. Unless it wiped something already. Leman Russ, what are you shooting? Oh, Brother Captain has got his Nemesis Hammer. I'm trying to get around the side there. Wraith Guard. Need to be firing on the Leman Russ, I think. There we go. There we go. Raptors jumping in there. And they jump into the Falcon. Losing a model. The champion runs. I'll put down the Pestilent Strike, though. They might help out the Eldar standing there. Wraith Guard exploding those Raptors. Ouch. 3 models went down. Can they get away, those Raptors now? Nope. Falcon goes down as well, though. 357 to 230. Absolute madness. Chris Corp down to a single unit. Likebeat down to 2 units. The Wraith Guard still standing somehow. Now a mass retreat. But they weren't able to get the VP. I'll get some AV, says wavinautomaticguns. Need AV for the Leman Russ and for this new Chaos Predator. KGolanski with double Plague Marines, keeping it Nurgle. Although, until the Noise Marines, that is. With a Blast Master covering the VP and this central approach. Is a good place for him, mate. This Khorne Shrine provides a damage buff, but only to Chris Corp's units, so these Noise Marines won't benefit from it. And the other shrine went down. There is a repair bunker in, is it? Yes. Heretics also helping out with that. Or maybe it's just an unupgraded bunker, and that was the Heretics repairing all along. Nope, there's a double repair coming in now. Lord General getting his friends back. There we go. Derek and Nigel in play. Meanwhile, Chris Corp thought about capping, then preferred murder. Misses, though. Runs away. That was a destructive strike attempt, I believe. Demonic Visage is in. If he hits something in melee, you get a big debuff. 2-to-1 cap for blue team. Red team throwing everything they've got at this triple Wraith Guard. Absolutely devastating stuff. Some bloodletters would be good to get in there. But we shall see. Another Noxious Cloud thrown in. More Blast Masters would also be good. Leman Russ goes down. What was that shot? Oh, that was Conversion Beamer. There's a Noxious Cloud. Venjitron not splitting off it. Needs to move it back into that blob. Yeah, I think that Noxious Cloud could have done more damage if it was moved into that blob. Here's another Leman Russ for Likebeat. This time with a Vanquisher. And a tank getting a good angle here. Look at this. It's a Nurgle tank. So it leaves behind stinky Nurgle crap, which is bad for infantry. It's very tough. Speaking of tough, Plague Champion shows up with fetid armor, not armor of pestilence. It's not that tough then. There we go, 1,000 hit points at level 6. Can try and fight some strike squad. Does a good job. Levels up to 7. Got 2 levels very quickly there. 2-1 still for the blue team. Holding on. Retribution knocks back the CSM. They're not going to be happy. Not going to be happy. Chaos Doll is level 5. What about you, Mr. Warlock? Almost level 3. I don't think I've spotted him using channeling runes yet. Or Tark in play. That's nice support for those Wraith Guard. Especially if she gets the gun that can stay at range. Oh, she does have it. 357 to 114. Red team, I think, are going to take the Western VP here, I think. Maybe not. Warlock runs, Daemonhunter runs, and it is going to be tough because this thing can fire on it. KGolanski with a late game Blood Crusher to bash power on the northeastern edge, and a Dreadnought on the way. Not sure what the thinking behind the Dreadnought is because there's triple Wraith Guard over there. And a bunch of anti-vehicle with 3 Purgation. Soon to be 3 Purgation. Vindicator Assassin on the way. Can they wipe this Purgation with a tank? They can. These side sponsors on this thing should have damage of a time with Mark of Nurgle, I think. There's Rites of Exorcism. That really does slow you down, eh? I think it's like a 70% slow. Leman Russ trying to push on the Vortimer. It's a really good vehicle hunter, this thing, but couldn't quite get it done. And that is Kassakin with melter guns. With fast capping. Vindicator's found him, though. Exodus rounds getting shots in. Extended operations for more health coming up. Can he kill him? Down goes one. Just a sergeant left. He's really shooting away with that last pistol, eh? Gonna die if he's not careful. Retreats. And makes it with 7 hit points there, I think. Plague Champion with Pestilent Strike trying to cap. Let the Galaxy burn. Doesn't knock over the Wraith Guard, though. Good shot, though, from the Blast Master. Get more of those fellas, I think. Double Chaos Dreadnoughts for Golanski. The Blood Crusher's already gone down somewhere. No idea what happened to it. Got some Plague Marines. Brother Captain says hello with the Nemesis Demon Hammer. Blessed Aegis and the Unending Purge. What's he doing now? Just stopped for a second. Oh, Chaos Lord's gone down. 357 to 98. Still the 2-1 for blue. Plague Marines steal the bunker. Well, they steal it back, I guess. Or did they just hide in it? Chaos Dreadnought shows up with Mark of Corn, killing the Brother Captain pretty quickly. Oh no! They destroyed the bunker, which would have wiped those Plague Marines. Poor little Plague Marine fellas. Blue team retain the Western VP. And a Land Raider Phobos shows up from Chris Corp. What's the other Dreadnought doing? No mark, stomping around the mid. And it's a Baneblade. Another Vindicator Assassin from Waving Automatic Guns. Where's the first one? As Turbo Penetrator rounds in for anti-vehicle damage. It's not close enough to shoot any vehicles at the moment. There's the Dirge Caster. Stun and a debuff. But the Eldar continues to go in. Autark. What's she up to? Jumps back for the weapon buffs. Dreadnought with Blood Rage. Wraithguard run. Demolisher Cannon went in there as well, I think. 357 to 50. It may be time for the red team to push through the mid. Because they are just hitting a wall here on the west side. Autarch's going to die. The Dreadnought's alive, which is amazing. May not be for long. Oh, it goes down. Oh, and the other one's down. What happened to that one? Did it stomp through the middle? I don't know. Oh, there's an Imperial Abysto from Chris Corp. That was nasty. Takes down the Librarian. A bunch of stuff did escape. Triple Wraithguards did in play. Orbital. Phobos took a bunch of damage. Is being repaired by the bunker. Quite a lot of heresy. Down to 25 VPs, the red team. More Wraithguard for Venjitron. Got some Chosen Plague Marines here for Golanski. Don't know what happened to the other Dreadnought. Oh, it's here, look. It was probably on my screen what it was doing. And I missed it. Did it have Marco Zinch? Maybe. Who knows? Still the 2-1. GG says Deathstroke. Looks like they've held on. Held on a massive beating. But they kept it going. And I think blue team are going to do this. They 2-1 at the end. Orbital thrown in for good measure. But there it is. Two of the heroes down in those last fights. Likebeat's Lord General, level 6. Level 7 Chaos Lord. Level 9 Plague Champion. They did a bunch of Blight Grenade in, I guess. Had a level 2 Warlock. Level 5 Daemonhunter. And the Brother Captain down at level 4. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. And I'll see ya next time.